yung alam mo yun, yung tipong 100% potential, hindi siya na ma-maximize, is because meron din kasing plano yung kabilang team. And ina-execute din niya yun laban sa'yo. At habang nagbabasahan kayo dun sa may mapa, titignan niyo kung ano ginagawa niyo. There comes a time na baka masyado ka ma-focus dun sa ginagawa din ng kalaban mo and you just become reactive. Now, BSB, katulad yung sinabi natin, Manjin, those are very brittle strategies. Na kapag sinabi natin brittle, alam mo yun, mabilis mabali. Na kapag kunyari nagkaroon ng onting mishap na ganito or onting pagkakamaling ganyan, it just breaks apart.
Yeah. Ang dali din kasi, nung napili yung Hellcurt kanina, nakita na natin yung nag-appear na sila dahil alam nilang squishy. Masyado rin yung mga kampe. And like what you've said, it breaks apart. So, moving on, ang tanong, magsistick pa rin ba ang BSB doon sa kanilang strat o talagang babaguhin nila yung formula? Another Digiban for Nexplay Solid, Butters.
At this point, parang sinasabi nila Yolo dito na wag nyo nang ibigay yung Digi. Maglaro tayo ng diretsong ML. Yun lang. Kasi, enough of those shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yun na lang iniisip dito ng Nexplay Solid na hindi namin kailangan ng sobrang daming gimmicks sa game. Kung harapang ML to, kumbaga, bruskuhan kung bruskuhan. Brasuhan kung brasuhan. Walang digi-digi, laban lang.
Gera kung gera. Isa yan sa mga qualities ng NXP. Meanwhile, BSB taking their time on picking the first two heroes. There you go. That is the Cho. I like it. Dito known, actually, ang BSB sa Cho ni Ana. And ito yung kulang sa kanila kanina eh. Wala silang pang setup. At least the Cho can set up something with one hero, yung mga crucial pick-offs, crucial way of the Dragons. I think this is a better option right now for BSB, especially in catching the Farsa.
You know what? Interesado ako sa stats na mabubuo dito for week number 2. Sobrang daming Thams pick na I feel ang rate niya ngayon in terms of most contested is probably at 80%. Ano lang yun? Estimate ko lang yun. Parang every single game andun siya.
Ang taas kasi ng nabibigay ng Thams pa rin eh.
Yeah.
Kahit anong mangyari, may damage, may sustain, may slow. Diba? Yung iiwan mo lang yung sights mo, bilis nyo pa. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. Thams is still one of the meta heroes right now. But man, this is, again, I think this is the second time we've seen this sa tournament, second or third. Carmilla for Nexplay Solid. Si Chester na magpa-Farsa. Who is going to play the Carmilla? It is going to be Yawi, actually.
Yawi. This is a Yawi special. This is one of the things na natutuwa ako dito sa 10-ban setup. I mean, Nexplay Solid has been playing Carmilla naman for quite a long time na.
Yeah.
And komportable sila dito. But at least, dito mo makikita na mas lumalabas yung mga ganitong picks. Like, you don't really settle for those picks pa na, alam mo yun, kasi malakas to. Hindi, ganyan ginagawa nila. Pwede mo iban yan sa susunod na phase. May dalawang ban pa tayo. Tara, kunin mo muna yung Carmilla.
Yeah, parang mukhang hit and run style na naman ng Nexplay Solid. Ang taas ng sustain at ang taas ng damage nila. Carmilla is somewhat of an answer to the Cho. Kasi the Cho wants to get near you. And kapag nag-flower form ka lang ng Carmilla, automatic na tanggal din yung kunat mo. Pag nilalapitan mo, we shall see. Kasi I think maagang Yishun Shin reveal din, actually, for BSB. They're negating H2O na ngayon. And I like what they're banning. They're targeting Renny J and H2.
Yeah, that is true. Alam mo, the mere fact that the Kufra got banned, I just feel that Nexplay Solid had a bit of a breather, sabihin na lang natin, or nagkaroon sila ng space para laruin yung mga picks sila dito for the last 2 picks na meron sila dito. But, yeah, BSB, they actually have a lot of tanks na pwede nilang kunin pa dito. The Hylos is still there. Hilda is also good. Hilda, nandyan pa.
I think Hilda is good. Against sa Farsa, pero Carmilla Carmilla gusto niya rin lumalapit sa
Yeah, that's the thing. Ngayon, paano mo kasi i-deal yan? It's either you deal with it head-on, kumbaga, haharapin mo lang talaga. Makikipagpaluan ka talaga dyan. Or, kukuha ka ng Hylos, which can, kapag ka lumapit din si Yawi doon, magkakaroon din siya ng problema.
50-50 yung lapit ng Hylos at saka yung lapit ng Carmilla Pero ano, ang iniisip ng BSB, the Angela was banned by Nexplay. Naubusan na sila ng oras dito.
Oh! Okay. Eto si Grok, isa yan sa mga hero ni Capua na talagang trip na trip niya gamitin. And they go for a Dairoth. I think ito yung H2O hero. May feeling ako.
Dairoth mid.
Hindi.
Bruno.
Okay. Rene J.
This is the Rene J Dairoth.
Rene J Dairoth.
And this is H2O Bruno. Cap 1 Grok. Grok is back.
Ito yung ito yung pinapractice nila. Kapag ka nanonood ka ng mga streams nila or something, this is the one hero na pinapractice nila. This could be Rene J, I'm not really sure. But tignan natin kung paano gagawin. Pero H2O kasi yung nagbubruno
Yeah, and it's good actually with the ultimate of the Carmilla. It makes sense yung Valley of the World, nakalimutan ko, Wave of the World. Yeah, the Wave of the World with the ultimate, ang taas ng AoE damage actually ng Nexplay Solid. But it seems like yung lineup ng BSB, pag nag-late game, ang taas din ng damage Parang, kasi ang Dairoth, you can kite na Dairoth Huwag ka lang magpatama ng lifesteal. And perfect ang Cho and perfect ang YSS dyan
Okay. Manjin, I agree. Pero kasi kailangan mo tignan dito yung pagkakatimpla ng supports ng BSP.
Oo nga.
Aggressive tong dalawa. Capua and Trevor, they will be very aggressive. Kasi nga, Carmilla, kailangan ni Carmilla ng kahit pa paano level 2 or sabihin natin, actually, kumbaga para makuha lang yung mga skills niya, para ma-stack lang yung mga bagay-bagay. At level 1, I really think na kaya nilang maging sobrang aggressive dito yung side ng BSB. But they have to, alam mo yun, kailangan din nila mag-ingat kasi there is always chance for Renegade or MB na nare-realize na nila to na ang lakas ng invade potential nila. Kapag ka nag-invade, maging alisto ka, sumama ka sa amin dito.
Malalaman natin yan if ever kung ano man yung items nila sa una din.
Malalaman din natin
kasi Grok is such a good invade hero. I also think that the Carmilla is good level 1 pa lang butters. Kahit na sinabi mo na, sige, kailangan pa yung kits niya, kunin mo yung flower sa level 1, it's just too much. The Crimson Flower. So,
that is true.
We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2. If you're gonna put in your vote sa draft, Butters, who do you think will win?
I mean, I haven't seen a Grok in quite a while. And meron din namang Dairoth dito sa kabila. So, I think in a way, I would have to give it, paano ba to? Parang 50-50 talaga kasi.
Parang 50-50 din Para kasing may win condition yung BSB para sa akin na madali nilang mahuli actually yung yung NXP. Ang nakikita ko lang na pang kontrapelo sa kanila yung Raging Sandstorm tsaka Carmilla. Pag wala yung Carmilla at saka si Khalid doon sa 5-man comp, easy kill sa Dairoth, easy kill sa Bruno Mahuli lang. Kasi yung Dairoth may capability mag-outplay yun Pero kapag na Way of the Dragon, easy burst
Yeah. Ikaw ba? Kung papiliin ka dito, pakiramdam ko, huwag na lang pumili
Feeling ko.
Ano feeling mo?
Gusto ko ng game 3. So,
game
BSB
3.
ako. Oo.
Game 3. Sige. Gusto ko na lang din ng game 3. And now, the thing is, itong Grok talaga na to, I really trust Cap 1 on this, na kaya niya i-run.
I-run ng Grok. You know what? The last time we've seen a Grok ay ginamit ni Cripzo, pero masyadong naapektuhan yung kanilang lineup that time dahil si Grok lang. Ang mahirap kasi kapag may Grok ka sa lineup mo, kapag Grok lang yung initiator. Kasi ang hirap mag-initiate ng Grok kasi hindi mo naman agad-agad madadali sa wall di ba? Hindi siya Kufra. But this time we have a Cho. And meron pa silang Natalia. So, let's see.
Ang wild charge, hindi din siya ginagamit talaga
pang-initiate, pang-counter-go siya
Pang-counter-go siya. Or, pwede mo din siya gamitin pantakas. So, there are a lot of things going on here for the Grok na kapag ka hindi maganda yung pwesto ng team niya, it could mean na medyo mapipilitan si Cap1 dito mag-sacrifice sa sarili niya in the first place. So, I really think that Nexplay solid dito. They have a good draft as well. And especially yung momentum. Momentum is there on their side. Mas okay, mas chill yung dating kasi kapag syempre, nasa isip mo na lang, hindi ko na kailangan masyado, wala akong pressure masyado sa sarili.
Oo.
Kasi may 1 win na ako eh. Manalo na ako sa dito, okay na ako.
Yeah. Kaso, come to think of it, Butters, nakalimutan kong i-take consideration yung passive ng Carmilla na maganda yung combo with the criticals. Kasi, vampira si Carmilla eh.
Anong
Ang
analysis
vampira
dyan?
kasi, ang vampira,
Ano?
nansusot-sot.
Tama ka doon.
Yung passive ni Carmilla, ang tawag dyan, the Vampire Pact.
Oo.
May word na vampire.
Tapos?
Pag yung vampire, sinutsot ka, ang nanakawin mo dyan sa mga tank mo ay yung capability nila maging defensive. So kapag nawalan ka ng defensive physical and magic, yung crits, shoot talaga sa'yo ng todo.
Yes.
Parang, ang mangyayari, nagkikrit yung Dairon, nagkikrit yung Bruno, manlalambot yung Grok.
That is why this is very odd para sa akin. Kasi Grok historically has been one of those heroes na if hindi nag-scale yung levels mo with the other team, palambot ng palambot ang Grok. Si Honda pa nagsabi sa akin dati nito eh.
Oo, paano sinabi ni Honda? Paano sinabi? Nakapwesto.
Mas Butters, pagka yung Grok hindi nakakasabay sa
lalambot yan eh.
Lalambot yan eh. Ganun lang yun siguro eh. Shoutout sa'yo, Honda Beast eh.
Oo,
pero kidding aside,
tama siya eh.
Kidding aside, Honda. Tropa. Yun yung isa sa mga traits ni Grok na hindi talaga pumapanig sa kanya kapag hindi nag-scale yung level niya.
Kailangan mauna siya eh. No?
Dapat mauna siya or umikwal siya. Now, kung may Carmilla pa at tinanakawan kanya ng magic defense,
at physical defense.
Oo. It really just puts you in a very bad spot. Sabihin natin kahit nasa pader ka pa, lahat ng pader kapitan mo. Kung hindi ka lalamang o hindi ka papantay, mahirap yan.
Patalim nga, mahirap kapitan. Pader pa kaya. So, eto I think Butters masyado natin binibigyan ng emphasis this Grok pick from BSB, but I think there's a plan. And you know what's the plan?
The plan is to win.
Yun na nga. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 of Nexplay Solid versus Team BSB. Casual start for Drix going in for the Floodgods. 3-boot setup para dito sa dalawang teams. Meanwhile, Classic, wala mag-i-invade para sa unang laban.
Yeah. And if you would look at it, wala pang binibili si Yawi dito. Yawi is just looking at it in a way na parang, bibili na ba ako agad o antayin ko muna kayong kumuha ng isang item na mas mataas para mabasa ko yung gagawin nyo.
Yun na nga, nagkabasahan na. Pumasok dito ng slash si Trevor onto H2. Nexplay Solid na puwersa si Renny J lumapit dito for them to get the Lito Wanderer. 2 Lito Wanderers for Nexplay Solid and now giving H2O the purple buff. So medyo okay pa rin ang start ng dalawang teams.
I like the proactiveness coming out here from Renny J. Nakita niya na sa... Ito na pinag-usapan natin.
Oo.
Lugi sila at level 1 just because it's a Natalia, it's a Yison Shin, and a Grok. So ang ginawa nila doon, boss, sama ka muna dito. 1 million subscribers ka naman eh. Dito lumapit siya.
Dito ka muna, Jay.
1 million ka naman eh.
Natuto na mga kaibigan. But there you go. Ito na magpapabago ng rotation. 1 minute 30 seconds. Drix getting that mounted shocker. Is this going to be the first blood though para kay Renny J? The lifesteal was not enough. First blood mula dito sa side ng BSB. Free kill actually for BSB. Plus, may setup pa sila dito ng crab coin.
Side lanes here are doing really well, Manjin, for both of the teams. I just feel na as long as hindi tumutumba yung mga first turrets sila dito, they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Kung sino yung pinakamaunahan dito makukuhaan ng turret, that is going to be a really big problem for their side.
At mukhang pinipilit na ata ng BSB yung Torre dito sa bandang top lane. Pero Wilson with the sights. Ayan ang maganda sa Tams eh. Kahit patay ka na, may sights ka pa rin. So Yawi getting punished by the slow even though he has the vengeance. Meanwhile, MP with the raging sandstorm and the sand slashes to get the counter kill. Trevor also falling down. Papasok ko si MB dito. I think, men, Even though Nexplay is losing the top lane, MB is... nice shield though. MB is still having a great time against the Cho. It seems like lugi ang Cho sa Khalid matchup.
Ngayon, it's really one of those things na kailangan mo bantayan kung paano gagalaw si Ana. Ana isn't really the most explosive early game Cho player na nakita natin. But he knows how to target kapag dumating na yung mid to late game.
Magaling siya pumindot ng hero lock.
Magaling siya mag-hero lock.
Ang hirap nun eh. Pag ako nag-jojo, wala eh. I think maraming makaka-relate kapag nag-jojo medyo, they find it difficult to hero lock someone. Probably 70 to 30 against 30. Kaya talagang well-known na mga Cho players.
Yeah.
No? Butters.
And madaming nagsasabi na yung freestyle daw.
Freestyle the move.
Freestyle, so you never lose.
Freestyle Cho. There we go. Renny J, nag-aabang ngayon. Ooh, my glove. Renny J with the steal. Nasayang ang oras ng BSB. Could have been better sana kung nakuha nila yung turtle para mas mataas pa rin yung gold spike nila. But it seems like sila pa rin nagdidikta ng laban. Ang daming nayaambag ni Trevor actually on this game.
Yeah. And Ana dito tumatakbo siya, but still H2O is there. Look at the damage output coming out from H2O. Masyado na ding mataas Trevor dito. Kinagulat nila yun.
Nagulat sila dito. You don't want to get near Yawi. Pero ayun yung Chester ultimate. Pero may killing spree mula kay Drix. Nice outplay. Wow, BSB negating Nexplay solid from having the stomp na gusto nila. Tabla pa rin ang laro, Butters. Pero again, ang story is in the bottom lane. MB, sobrang free reign dito sa baba.
Yeah, he's getting all the items that he needs. And that is one thing na kailangan pa i-account for ng BSB. Kapwan dito is really doing great. Kung titignan mo, yung battle spell niya is a sprint as well para makataka siya, makapasok balik siya. But the thing is, yung Natalia natin dito, ang question, are they really utilizing it at this point? Kasi kung isipin mo, si H2O, yung gamit niya dito, naglalawa lang eh.
Yeah. Kailangan nilang makapatay dahil meron din sila mga execute. Ayun na yung wild charge. Pero basag ang top lane dito. Ayaw ng lumipat ng BSB. Sabi nila kailangan na natin basagin yung top. Meanwhile, dito sila sa baba na kanina pa ginugulo ni MB. Free reign on the top lane si Drix and Wilson. But here comes the backup kung titignan nyo yung side lanes. Pero oh my glove, MB! Desert Tornado to the face.
Pero ito for the side of BSB, si Drix ang dami na nakukuhang gold. He's really doing a great job. You know, just finding the gold para sa sarili niya. He's almost close to a BOD. Ang hinahanap naman dito ni H2O is yung endless battle. So, tingnan natin kung sino mauuna sa karera. Kasi, ang pakiramdam ko mauuna si Drix eh. Kasi nakadalawang Legion Sword na si Drix.
Alam mo, sa bandang mid-game, naniniwala ako na lamang talaga ang Yason Shin against sa Bruno eh. Late game, parang kada ang Bruno. But before we talk about that, yung wild judge mo na tatamaan dito, Trevor, mula sa likod. Sino kanya may execute dito? Si Chester nag-ulti na. Si Chester, hindi. Si Chester target niya si H2. Oh, no! Clearly, walang focus fire doon yung BSB on who's going to be the main target. To the point that Nexplay getting the victory. Look at the Gillette instant replay. What happened there, Butters?
Kung napapansin dito, look at the fight that is happening. Kung gaano ka-scatter dito yung side ng BSB. They were really trying to get someone on the other side. Kaso, alam mo yon, parang sinusubukan nila pitasin isa-isa. But still, iba-iba yung target nila. It was more on the idea na sige, sabihin natin maganda yung position mo doon for that certain kill. Pero if you're not going to put your resources to take someone down ng mabilis, you're not gonna have a good time. Kasi ito yung pinapairal ng Nexplay Solid. Kapag tumatagal at tumatagal yung laban, nagkakastacks yung Bruno, si Yawi, kumukunat ng kumukunat, si Renny J dito, babato lang niya ng the more times na mababato ni Renny J yung skills niya, the better. And sila Chester dito, as long as magko-cooldown yung mga spells nila, spam nila yan, mababato nila pabalik yan.
Ulti lang ng ulti. And again, it is a total team effort for Nexplay Solid right now with them having this lead. I really like their emphasis on the Khalid in the bottom lane. Men, ngayon pa lang nabasag yung Torres sa baba at napipersa ng magsama-sama yung BSB kasi hindi na sila makapitas eh. Sayang yung execute.
Yeah. And eto nga man, Jin, yung Grok pick dito, now you can say that they're really having trouble. Kasi yung Grok pick is at level 7. Well, he's still the same level as Yawi naman dito. But you know that he wasn't really getting any kills. But I probably spoke too soon.
There you go.
Nandoon na yung galaw ni Kapuan.
Sabi ni Kapuan, hindi pala pang-initiate wild charge ha. Pues,
Sige.
eto pala yun. Nice usage of the blood floods plus the wild charge for BSB. They're still in it. 2K pa lang. 2K lang kalamangan nila. And like what we've said, H2O0, 12 minutes pa natin ito mararamdaman. You really need 2 to 3 core items for the Bruno to work. Unlike the Yishun Shin, 2 items lang, pwede mong actually all in ang isang Bruno. So, right now, Butters, reset of the buffs, pero papunta na tayo sa Lord Dance in a while.
Kailangan ata dito kumuha ni Chester agad ng Winder Truncheon.
Para mabuhay.
Naka-heptasis na si Natalia.
Oh.
So there is a big emphasis on him going for Chester na lang dito.
Nang mabilis.
Kasi kahit sabihin mo makuha mo dito si Bruno, kung hindi mo matitake down si Bruno agad-agad, ikaw ang dadalihin ng Bruno.
Kailangan ng quick burst.
Quick burst, yes. That is true.
Para sa BSB. Meanwhile, Nexplay solid. Lamang pa rin sila sa map control. Still, they're protecting their mid lane. And look at that, crit. 1-5. Para kay H2O Butters. Pero ang ginagawa ng BSB dito, kinokontrol din nila yung side lanes. So, sabi nila, bala na kayo sa mid. Manggugulo kami sa side. And mind you, buhay pa pala yung top tier tower dahil sa pagresponde ni na Drix dyan sa top. So, kung lamang ang next play sa baba, lamang naman ang BSB sa top.
So, eto Manjina, ngayon nakikita naman natin na nagkakaroon ng changes in tempo of the game. This is BSB's tempo. Na hindi na nagagawa ng next play solid na kumuha ng kill, pumunta sa gubat ng kalaban, and all the lead na nangyari sa kanila kanina, they're just losing it. Sila Kapuan dito, they're getting back their mojo, sabihin natin, their confidence into just going into the jungle ng kalaban and trying to steal as much as possible from them.
Agresibo na sila. Agresibo. Oh! Kapuan actually tried to cancel Chester's ultimate by pushing him with the Grok block. And yun nga, no, parang nagme-make sense nga yung Grok, no? Baka ito yung reason ba't sila talaga nag-Grok. Para easy access kay Chester kada ultimate niya with the wild charge. And like what you've said, confident na ang BSB ngayon, mang pressure. This time, Nexplay solid, nasa na yung outplay na hinahanap nila.
Trevor dito will actually catch out Renegade, but does he have enough damage? Hindi aabot yon. He has the heptasis, pero
wala na
hindi abot, hindi talaga abot.
Parang pang-scout na ang ginagawa ni Trevor
pero
dito.
Pero at least, nakukuha ni Trevor yung information na kailangan niya. Sinabi natin to kahapon, knowing is half the battle. Information is king para dito sa mga ganitong games. Wala tayong Selena, wala tayong Popol and Kupa. So having this person, this hero, na kaya mag-invisible, na kaya umalis ng madali sa mga ganyang position, it's very valuable and alam mo yon, priceless ang information sa mga ganitong laro.
Ang dami nilang nakukuha. Ang dami nilang nakukuhang vision. And idadagdag ko lang sa mga natutunan natin kahapon, kapag may vision, meron kayong mission. There you go. Tingnan mo, Avengers nga may vision eh.
Oo.
Ibig sabihin, may mission sila.
May mission sila.
Ayos ba yun?
And meron ditong nagtatanong, syempre.
Ano?
Paano nga ba daw magkakaroon ng onting breather dito ang BSB if ever gusto ng Nexplay Predator Solid na, alam mo yun, maging aggressive na ulit. I think that both teams dito are really looking at, sabihin na natin, the next Lord.
The next Lord fight.
The next Lord fight. And that's going to be very important for them. So, BSB dito, kaya medyo napapansin mo, nag-set up sila doon.
Sa bandang
sa
Lord.
Bandang Lord. Just because they don't want to, alam mo yung bitawan yung area na yun.
Yeah.
Na, kumbaga, kapag ka nakuha nila yung area na yun at lumabas yung Lord, at least, ang kailangan mag-retake doon o kailangan bumawi ng posisyon na yun is yung NXP. And tatandaan mo, kapag ka nag-retake ka, you only have certain areas na kaya mo puntahan. Hindi, unless, ikutan mo talaga yung jungle.
So, it seems like with the BSB, with the Natalia vision na meron pa silang Grok. Actually, ang Grok can serve as a vision din kung iisipin mo, Butters, kasi makunat siya at pwede siyang dumikit-dikit lang sa mga bushes, dumidikit lang sa wall. And dito papasok yung sinabi mo na vision talaga, knowing is power.
Knowing is power. Knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. And
Knowledge is power.
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Power. Kung wala kang knowledge,
Wala kang power.
wala kang power. At kung wala kang vision,
Wala kang mission.
there you go. There you go. Man, magsa-start na yung game. Ayan na. Nagbibilang na sila. And ang daming vision talaga dito ng side ng BSB for them to set up this Lord. Look at this. Look at the formation ngayon ng BSB.
Yeah.
They really want to get this. Clear mo na ng wave ng onte. And then, hintayin mo magpakita ang Nexplay Solid. Nagpakita na ngayon ha, si MB at saka si Chester.
Tingnan mo yung tao sa taas dito, si Ana.
Ana.
Kung ano ginagawa, he's showing the lane dito sa taas para kahit papano yung Nexplay Solid dito, once na nakita nila yan, mag-relegate sila ng isang tao para ilagay ng Nexplay Solid doon.
Oo.
So,
Oo.
ang magiging sistema is 4v5 yung laban pero kamuntikan si Trevor doon.
Kamuntikan din si
Kamuntikan si
Chester.
Trevor at kamuntikan si Chester. Actually, pareho silang muntik.
Oo, nagkamuntikan.
Nagkamuntikan.
Nagkamuntikan. Trevor actually did not did not go for the execute. And napakagandang clutch nun kasi since hindi namatay si Trevor, nag-free reign ngayon ang BSB on the Lord. Butters, isa pang way for them to get the vision is the Mountain Shocker and it neglects NXP from doing something.
Si Ana, you have to give him commendations dito ha, Manjin.
Oo.
Hindi nawawala sa utak niya yung trabaho niya.
Trabaho lang.
Alam niya kung anong dapat niyang gawin.
Gawin.
Hindi siya nang gigigil kumuha ng kill. Sige, 0-2 ako ngayon.
Oo.
Pero pagka nagawa ko yung trabaho ko, mas maganda pa yon sa any kind of kill na makukuha ko sa mapa.
Totoo. Responsible worker.
Responsible gaming.
Responsible
gaming. Na
Men,
parang ganun.
sabi ni Ana kasi dito, trabaho lang, walang personalan. At yun nga lang yung ginagawa niya. We all thought that this show is going to be the one na
Tignan mo yung ginagawa ng Rock.
Oo.
Tignan mo yung ginagawa ng Rock. Kung saan
Wala.
niya dinadala. Lumagpas.
Shortcut!
Oh!
The Lord shortcut is real!
Grab!
Para kay Kapuan dito. Wow, first time ko nakita yung Lord shortcut na yun.
Oo. Mainit.
Mainit! Kumbaga sa highway. Hindi ko na alam.
Pre, ito sabihin ko sa'yo. Dati napapatigil lang yun.
Oo.
Nagmala traffic enforcer doon si Kapuan.
Si Kapuan.
Dinala niya, sir. Dito po kayo, kaliwa po kayo, sir.
Yung tipong nakasakay ka sa taxi, tapos biglang lumiko, akala mo kung saan ka nadadalhin.
Oo.
Shortcut lang pala.
Shortcut yun.
Shortcut lang pala. Wag ka kasing matakot agad. Oo.
Tapos anong nangyari doon, Manjin? Hindi nag-show out yung lane kasi
Oo.
meron pa silang tier 1 turret doon sa may taas.
Nagulat yung NXP doon kasi nakikita nila yung wave nila eh. Nakikita nila yung wave nila na maangat pa. This time, sobrang na-disrupt sila ngayon. Dahil doon sa Lord Take, kinabahan sila ng onte.
Kinabahan sila.
Biglang liko. Naron Henley eh.
These are the things na really separates these players from your normal rank game players kasi literally it just blows my mind how they think about these things.
Oo.
Now, si Grok dito, look at those items. Queen swings na lang in Athena shield. He knows that he needs the extra magic damage
yeah.
reduction
Aha.
para kahit papano ay magkaroon sila problema dito. But Wilson,
Oh no, nang gigil ata. Pero Trevor, he really wants to target Chester. Naku si Chester.
Naku po!
Galit sila kay Chester.
Pero sila H2 babawi. Sila H2 babawi. Nasa na, here comes the Sandwalk. Oh, pasok Desert Tornado dito. Pero inb si Trevor. Nandito si na MB. Malambot ng onti dito si Kapuan. Blood sa tama dito kay MB. Nalilito na rin yung orange buff. Kung atake ba siya. Pero si Kapuan, ano ba talaga? Kapuan, ay nako, traceless in. Para kay Drix dito at medyo naguluhan ang Nexplay. Kung papasok ba. Pero nagkapasok ka na ng ranging Sandstorm Red ni Jay. Oh
Siya pa yung
my
nakakuha
goodness.
ng kill. 3 kills para sa side ng Nexplay Solid. Ang hirap nung ganong sitwasyon para silang nagchacha. In, out, Butters.
In, out.
Oo.
If ever lang naging decisive yung BSB doon, there could have been a possibility na sila yung nakakuha ng upper hand doon. But right now, they didn't really make the most out of it. I mean, H2O goes down and that's good.
Oo.
Pero nawalan din kasi sila ng tao dito sa BSB. So, any kill na nakuha nila at that point, hindi nila na-convert into any objective.
Oo.
Kasi napaka-importante ng conversion ngayon.
Yun yung ganong klaseng play kasi yung patience mo eh. MB saved his raging sandstorm. Hinintay niyang pumunta sa narrow space yung BSB. And then sinave din dito yung abyssal strike ni Rene J. The Spectre step, sinave niya lahat. And then tsaka sila pumasok. Ang crucial nun kasi napigilan yung pagiging aggressive ng BSB.
Nexplay solid. They are setting up onto the bottom lane. Kung nakikita nyo dito, Yawi and Chester, hinanap nila yung pwesto nila. They're trying to see kung saan papasok si Trevor dito. Trevor senses na may tao doon and he will just go back. Ayaw niya dumikit kay Yawi. In any way possible. Yan yung worst thing na pwede mangyari sa'yo. Kapag ikaw isang Natalia, makakadikit ka
Sa isang Carmilla.
Sa isang Carmilla.
Sa isang Carmilla. Automatic kasi makikita ka eh. Mapadikit ka lang eh.
Mapadikit ka lang na onte, kita ka.
Kita ka na eh. Pero ang hirap din kasi nito, yung nangyaring last team fight, si Kapwan nanlalambot na sa Bruno.
No.
Kahit grak siya.
Well, Bruno naman talaga, kilala naman siya na ganyan talaga yung trait ni Bruno.
Pang shred
na
eh,
kapag
no?
ka na dire-diretso ka ng isang Bruno, sometimes kahit 2 beses nga lang makikita mo na significant na yung bawas sa buhay mo.
Iba yung bola.
BOD. BOD.
BOD. Naku
MB,
po.
BOD.
BOD si MB. Kailangan kasi nila ng extra damage. Medyo nagkukulangan pa rin sila dito. Napakagandang spot out kay Yawi. Ni Trevor doon. Trevor still doing his job. Pero ito, pinul na masyado dito ang Lord ha. Ito na ata ang laban. Kapwan, charging in. Drix. Nako, pulado si Drixter Joe! Oh, muntikan pa si Drix dito. Pero buti na lang kamo, nakapag-livestream pa siya ngayon. Habang si MB with the Desert Tornado. At si H2O ay nasa likod at humisipa-sipa lang. MB targeting Drix na napuwersa mag-back si Drix, napuwersa mag-wind of nature si Drix.
Sobrang naging safe ng galaw doon ng BSB to the point na bigla sila nagulat nung pumasok na lang dito yung Nexplay solid. Yes, nakatakbo dito si Drix at the cost of Wilson and Cap1's life. And at the cost, possibly, of this Lord. Nandun si Trevor sa gilid, nandun si Ana sa gilid. They can go for a steal if they want to.
Oh my God!
Andiyan na din si Drix.
Sinipa agad si Chester dito. Si Chester yung una mawawala. Pero killing spree si H2. At ayun yung Raging Sandstorm pang zone. Mula kay MB. Man, look at the scores right now. MB still with 0 deaths pa rin. Kinalaban niya ngayon yung 0 deaths din na si Drix and hindi makapalag si Drix. Actually, man, I think with that Lord take, Nexplay solid, pwedeng ma-end na nila yung laban.
Now, this is the Luminous Lord.
Oo.
So, meron tong bump na tinatawag. It
The bump.
goes to the middle lane.
Oo.
The worst possible lane na pwede puntahan ng Lord. Bakit?
Oo.
It takes the Lord, yung, alam mo yon, kumbaga yung travel time niya papunta doon sa base mo at sa base ng kalaban pag nasa mid is shorter compared doon sa may side lanes.
Yes.
So eto, mas madami siyang magagawa dito and they don't have a choice. Kailangan nila i-weather to at hindi na papuntahin dun pa sa isang torre nila.
Let's see kung madedepensahan nga nila yung Lord na yan dahil Chester gagamitin niya yung Feather Airstrike, Drix and company defending their base, defending the tier 3 turret habang Nexplay solid. Man, even though leading ang BSB dito ng gold, sila pa yung umariba. BSB pa yung umaray. Makagkakabasagan na ata. Raging Sandstorm. MB. This Khalid is just way too much.
Oh
MB
my goodness.
with the place.
BSB.
DJ Khalid. BSB. Akala natin lamang na sila. Hindi pa pala.
Yeah. BSB right now, they just dropped the ball. That play on the Lord could have been better for their side. Nexplay solid dito. They really want to end this. Alam nilang kakayanin nila to.
Wow.
They go straight for it. Is this the first 2-0 na makukuha ng BSB? No, it won't. As of now, kasi talagang wala pang minions. Pero look at that kick coming out from H2O. And that is going to be 2-0 for NXP Solid.
Nabawi nila yung 0-2 last week. Unstoppable performance coming in from MB's Khalid. Butters. We all thought that it's going to be Yawi. We all thought it's going to be Renny J. Pero MB with a dominating performance on that Khalid, on that last fight. Man. Nandun yung plano sana ng BSB eh.
Sobrang ganda ng play na ginawa ni MB doon sa yung yung Lord fight. Yung nandun sa purple side ng kalaban, the moment na nakita niya agad si Drix, ang ginawa niya, nag-flicker in siya. Hindi siya nagdalawang isip. He knows that he's tanky. He knows that he can fight. Ginawa niya yon. And kahit sabihin natin hindi namatay si Drix doon, they forced out 2 kills doon sa side ng BSB. Nawala si Wilson, nawala si Capuan, and that gave them the certain amount of opening that they needed for the Lord, and that's where the tide changed.
Yes. Man, I'm gonna give it to the Khalid. Ikaw na nagsabi nito na isa to sa pwedeng heroes na aabangan talaga natin. Nagme-make sense eh, kasi ang bilis mo rin because of the sandwalk. Tapos meron ka pang tool na pangbuhay sa'yo. Man, with this is the first 0-2 ng BSB. And I think, ang sakit nito ngayon para sa kanila kasi they're really hoping to get a series unlike NXP na nanalo na nung week 1. So, NXP, nakabalik ngayon sila sa kanilang form. Mukhang hindi sila naging masyadong affected noong naitlog sila last week.
And that is a good mindset coming on from NXP na syempre kahit sobrang daming nangyari, may itlog serye pang nangyari doon.
May itlog serye pang nangyari.
It really just shows na itong mga batang to determinado. Hindi sila magpapa-apekto sa mga ganitong bagay and they will do their best kapag nasa MPL sila. Congratulations, NXP Solid.
Kaabang-abang na naman ang mga status at mga post ng mga pro player niyan sa internet at sa mga kung ano-ano ang social media. By the way, guys, pasa na natin sa ating resident analyst na si Wolf.
Thank you so much sa mga casters natin. Next, NXP, nung inahype natin ng IPL Season 6, yung sinabi nila, they will crush everyone in the league. Gusto nila ang durugin kung sino yung makakaharap nila sa liga. At least, they've shown us a different approach. 2-0 victory. And that game number 2, hindi nila din na one-sided victory and BSB actually had it in their hands already. But they were able to bounce back. Now we're looking at the draft natin in this specific game. This time, yung BSB, I like how they drafted. However, they don't have the best setups. Wala pa rin sila ng mga Kufra Atlas dahil hindi pa rin sila inayamako ng NXP dito. Nevertheless, they went in for Grok and they also went for this Natalia. Now, it's true na okay naman yung kanilang draft dito. Ang siguro kinakapos tayo is their magic damage, magic burst in the early stages of the game. And by the way, NXP drafted this Dyroth that made us look, sabi tinatawag nilang Clown Fiesta daw ang MPL PH Season 6. Pero bakit laging nananalo yung mga ganitong pick? Well, this is a very good pick. Honestly, in my own opinion, I like the Dyroth pick and it makes a lot of sense when used properly. Ang nagulat lang ako dito mula sa NXP is they're willing to play it with the Bruno. And it made all the difference. Ngayon, ang problema sa BSB is that in the later stages of the game, they have a scaling core, which is the Yi Sun-Shin. Then again, hindi nila kayang i-match up yung dalawang duelist in the late game with the Dyroth as well as the Bruno. And then meron ka pang Khalid for the setup. So, if you're looking ahead at NXP, maisip mo sa kanilang lineup, this lineup actually scales in the late game better than the Yi Sun-Shin lineup because of 1, damage, 2, setup, because of the Khalid. If you compare it to the late game setup of BSB, siguro makakuha ka ng mga assassination mula dun sa Natalia, but it will not be enough because you don't have that big ticket initiation like the Kufra, like your Atlas. They dependent on the Grok. And while it's true na isa po akong Grok main, paborito ko pong hero ang Grok, I feel na yung kulang sa kanya yun is those big ticket setups. Grok was really prominent in the dual tank setup wherein he will provide utility, crowd control, but not the hard CC that we're looking for in-game. Looking at the stats ng ating laban, the post-game stats, there's a lot of impact when you're looking at the cores ngayon ng Nexplay. And this is what we like about Nexplay. You want your cores to pop off. And that didn't happen in their loss last week. No, nakita natin last week, hindi masyado nabigyan ng chance na mag-pop off ang mga cores natin in this series versus BSB. Rene J with the Dyroth on the second game and Hellcurt first game. He popped off. Nag-show up ang mga cores ngayon ng NXP. Kaya naman natin nakikita na malupit ang kanilang performance. Now we're gonna look into the highlights, the smart highlights of this game. And maybe we can look back on how this slow climb from NXP eventually won then the game. BSB, good start. Obviously, you have Natalia and Grok. This is a very strong early game combination. But along as time goes, kailangan mas creative ka na. Hindi na siya yung head-on, malakas talaga na duo. You will have to be creative with it, specifically with the Natalia. If you don't know how to use it properly, you're gonna fall off in the late game, lalo lang na pag hindi ka careful sa early game. Nevertheless, BSB performed well with this lineup. And can honestly say na okay naman talaga yung ginagawa nila. Well, Nexplay solid, kalmado ang kanilang approach at least. At least that's what I felt in the early stages and the mid game of this specific game. Tinatry lang nila dito na makapag-farm si H2O time and time again. BSB trying to snag that carry from NXP and sometimes failing dahil maganda yung pagkaka-protect. By the way, weird interaction dito mula sa ating Lord creep cutting. And probably BSB, baka hindi nga sila nag-benefit dun sa push na yun. Wanna take note of this specific clash that Nexplay solid. They decided, okay, may mga wala dito mula sa BSB, particularly the Yi Shin, the Cho, and the Grok. The Grok is a little bit near, tas yung Yi Shin pwede mag-ulti. But in essence, this team fight, if you are Nexplay solid, kukunin mo talaga to. Because you know that you're ahead when it comes to just the man advantage. And that's why unti-unti nilang pinapatay dito yung BSB. Nice move from Chester, forcing another mispositioning from Trevor. At least nag-overcommit si Trevor doon. And this is the Nexplay solid clash that I feel really won them the game. So unti-unti natin dito. So they're trying to peel for the squisher lineup. So nabatay dito si Bruno. And then Ren J showed up. Nice kill on Cap 1. And this is all cleaned up na. Forcing BSB on a bad spot once again. Another fight that Nexplay showed us na maganda dahil pinitas muna nila pa isa-isa yung mga members dito ng BSB. Force the most crucial team fight, and you're gonna wonder, why will BSB want to approach this like this? Siguro nakita sila ng opening here, having two members just going for the backstab. However, it did not work in the end dahil prepared ang NXP. And also, one thing that you want to take note with this for NXP, for Nexplay Solid, is ang ganda na kanilang dueling potential. And normally, this is attributed dun sa pag-lifesteal nila or pag-sustain ng sarili nila kapag hindi biglaan yung team fights. So pag medyo ramp type yung team fights or paisa-isa, damage per second, damage over time, nakakapaghilap ang Nexplay Solid. And that's exactly what happened. By the way, napakagandang set din mula dun sa Carmilla as well as the Khalid. And that is where things really went south para sa side ng BSB. Wala sila nung big ticket ultimates katulad ng nasa Khalid or something that you will look for Atlas or Kufra to win them the late game. And our MVP of the match, Bruno, with just one death, 819 on the performance of H2O. Very marvelous on this Bruno. And I like na talagang nakakapag-pop off dito yung mga cores natin mula sa side ng Nexplay Solid. Again, the term, at least for the series, pop off. You want your superstar trigger, kumbaga, dun sa mga main core players mo at buhatin ka sa laro. And that's exactly what happened with Nexplay Solid. And fortunately for us, may interview natin ang MVP ng ating laban, si paring H2O. H2O, yon. What's up?
Hello po.
Batiin mo naman yung mga viewers natin.
Ay, shoutout sa inyo lahat. Salamat sa mga sumuporta sa Nexplay Solid dyan.
Oh.
Sobrang daming viewers.
Yan. H2O.
Medyo pressure.
Okay lang yan. Okay lang. Malakas naman kayo. Pare ko, isa sa mga pinakaunang panalo yung series, ano ang pakiramdam nang nasa MPL na kayo at nanalo kayo ng isang magandang series?
Siyempre, sobrang saya. Tagal ko na rin Matagal na rin ako kasi pangatlong qualifiers ka natin Ayun, hindi ako sumuko. Laban na ng laban. Tapos, ayun, nakapasok naman ng MPL. Kaya sobrang saya namin. Pati sa team, pati alam, si Boss Dog, sobrang saya niyan.
Okay. Ano ang
Yan, sobrang masarap sa feeling.
paano nyo pinagandaan itong MPL Season 6 lalo na yung 10-ban system?
Yan, sa scrim po namin. Nag-scrim po kami ng 10 bands din. Tsaka po, isang araw lang po namin pinag-practice ito eh.
Yun. Yun. Okay, ito na lang last na.
Puro scrim lang po kami ng 10 bands. Kaya nakapapo namin yung
Okay. H2. Ganito na lang. Sinabi nyo na gusto nyo durugin lahat ng nasa MPL Season 6. Gano'n ka totoo? De, pero ganito na lang. Paano nyo gagawin yung pagdurog na ngayon sa mga susunod nyo pang mga laban?
Hindi ko pa sure kung madudurog namin. Abangan na lang nila sa susunod namin na laban. Gagawin namin yung best namin.
Okay.
Tsaka next laban namin, Exe na. Supportahan
Nako po.
Supportahan nyo kami sa laban namin sa September 4. Laban namin, Exe. Good luck sa amin.
Mainit. Alright. Okay, H2O, siguro last round of shoutouts kung sino man gusto mong batiin ngayon at invite mo yung mga viewers natin na manood ng MPL Season 6.
Ay, shoutout sa mga nanood sa amin sa laban namin kanina tsaka sa BS. May ipaparating pa na laban. Supportahan natin yung mga ibang team, guys.
Okay.
Tsaka salamat sa mga suporta sa akin, pati sa team ko, Nexplay Solid. Supportahan nyo lang kami, guys. Madami pang maparating na laban. Tsaka sa September 4, guys, Exe, mga laban na namin. Supportahan nyo kami. Fight of the century.
Fight of the century. Diba? Thank you so much, H2O. Congratulations sa inyo.
Salamat.
H2O from Nexplay, solid the carry player. And syempre, malupit. Maraming salamat, pare dogs. Anyways, that was interesting. Fight of the century daw ang susunod na laban. That's against the execration. But that will be for next week. For now, mag-celebrate muna for sure ang Nexplay and GG's to BSB. At thankfully,